Right. As I said before, um, I will never subscribe to these things. I've never really subscribed to it, and I will never subscribe to this nastiness. You experience these disgusting things day in and day out. You do this peripheral type of torture, which honestly at first broke me down a little bit, right? It did mess with my self image, my self esteem, the way I looked at myself because of this disgusting thing they forced me to experience. It makes sense. You see this, right? If you look at this picture, this is a little baby, like, a little girl, a little kid feeding this animal. Do you understand the nastiness? You understand the nastiness of these things, right? Um, Try to even do other things, but imagine having to experience that all the time after a certain day. Now, at least at this point, I've grown stronger in a sense that I can never subscribe to it, but it's still disgusting. You still experience these nasty things. It's draining. It's fatiguing. It makes you. It disturbs you. But imagine like the first few months or whatever of dealing with this nastiness, where every time you're experiencing seeing a child or being like, there's always something disturbingly nasty. Now, obviously, I know that this is the things they do, right? At one point, they were trying to make me think, no, that was you. You were when you were a kid. At some point, they were even talking about, when you were like 9 years old, when you were like, it's just disgusting. But I knew that this is the things they did to me, but it was still disgusting. You dealing with this nastiness is just, it's hard. And they're forcing you to accept this as if it's you. Now, I'm not accepting and subscribing to this false reality they've put together, these manipulations of my mind, right? But it doesn't stop me to feel disgust from the things they make me experience. I don't feel guilty for what they make me feel, but I feel disturbed and disgust by these nasty reactions I'm getting because they manipulate me that way. So dealing with that all the time, you want to start deal. You could start, and for a moment there, for a second, I got weekends, saw myself, and some they tried to make me say, saw when I looked at myself and remember what the nasty things they do to me, and it kind of like it just made me, you know, insult myself in a certain way, and that was early on. Now when I look at myself, it's different. My self image is is of somebody who is strong and and who's able to deal with these disgusting things, and that's because of what you see here, right? These people, these strong people, like this woman, her name is Mariana. She calls out the fact that they were doing the peripheral type of torture onto her, and when I heard her speak with so much dignity and strength, you understand that these people are that's a strong person. Or what about this transgender woman who talks about how they took, it's people taking over her mind, putting thoughts of pedophilia. She didn't finish the word, but she was trying to say pedophilia, and she goes on and saying this disgusting, disgusting thoughts because these are the things they do. Or even this, when I saw that, I was like, okay, I mean, I can be like, I can't be this weak if almost all target individuals are forced to see these kind of things, right? Now, imagine having to see this kid in this sexual way. It's disgusting. They try to make me look at this kid's butt. It's so disgusting. It's so disgusting. And they do this like nastiness. And then when I put things in, obviously their job right there, what they're supposed to get you to accept is this is somehow it's not even natural. Like now they call it it's matching. We That's how you would think when you were a kid. You matched it to this when you were a kid at that age. That's what we're doing to you. We're just matching you to when you were younger, when you were a child. We're not doing these things. We're not doing that. It's you when you're a child. Remember what you did as a child? We're not doing this here. Take over my take over my mind, putting thoughts of pedophilia. No, we're not doing that. It's you. We match it to you as a child. We're not doing these things here where usually we for almost all target individual, we force them to see child porn in their mind. This is you when you were a kid. This is how you seek. You understand? And then they just talk about, oh, but remember what you did as a child. I was like, listen, I know that you this is what you guys were doing to me. Even when I was a child, that this is not how I see things. Now I know what I did as a kid. Now they are trying to exaggerate that, but that's not even the case. It doesn't even make sense. You tell me these people who are renowned to be doing this peripheral type of torture are not doing these things to me. And I hear these people, their job is really try to agitate you. And it's like, oh, now we match with you. Now we're different. We don't do the manipulation of this peripheral type of manipulation. It's matching, right? Her testimony is 2018, by the way. Oh, now we're feminists. But then what happened is they're going through the torture, or they wait for you because we're gonna frame you, right? We're gonna set you up, right? As who match, and they're gonna torture you. They're gonna rape you. Actually, they're waiting for you. They're so horny. They're so disgusting, right? They say these things. They're gonna rape you and all that. What do you think they're trying to do here? What they're trying to do is to utilize these warnings of torture as if this is validation for them, because it's super obvious that they do the peripheral type of torture, and so super obvious these things doesn't make sense. And then you hear this guy, oh, it's gonna hurt. It's like, yeah, it's gonna hurt. Yes, you're gonna frame me and whatever bad things gonna happen to me, and you're doing the peripheral type of torture. And the reason why you're bringing that up is because you think that that's supposed to be validation that you're not doing the peripheral type of torture. At one point, they're like, no, we just proved this so much. They believe us. It's like, listen, first of all, the people who are right now talking to me, unimpressive people. I mean, like, they are like childlike looking. And so I'm like, so you tell me that you guys are just the mean ones to the point where you do the peripheral type of torture that the almost all type individuals force to experience. And these people who are gonna rape me or castrate me or whatever, all these people would not be part of a program that knows that they do this manipulation of pedophilia. Like, they're delusional. I'm not going to be harmed by somebody or by people who are in a program that manipulate people in these peripheral ways, and that person or those people will know and will are involved in that. They've created this way of delusion. Is insane. And then you hear this person, because the way they just want to make sense of the obvious manipulations of my mind as being forced, just like Mariana, just like Jackie. They start saying, oh, they're left, because it's obvious that they force people to think in these ways. Can you imagine if you told Mariana, no, we matched to you when you were uh, in eighth grade, or even younger, or in elementary school, in third grade, we matched to that. Because I'm saying that they try to do some nasty things. As a matter of fact, as when I saw this picture, I want to say that they did this thing where um, they like to mess with me. Right nowadays, they do these things with my mouth or whatever, and they try to do something with my lips, but because they dried up my lips so much that when I try to open my lips, the dryness just kind of blocked that. And they do these weird things, right? But in reality, it's just everything they can do to get you to accept these peripheral things, which now they try to call it matching, right? Obviously, they don't have no shame. This is the same people who won't want to be seen anymore. Like, the level of validation I have is just incredible. It's just incredible. It's almost humiliating to them. It's just almost humiliating. And then cherry on top of everything is when this article just opens up saying that there's a lot of pedophilia in these agencies, intelligence agencies, from DARPA to DoD to CIA, and they're like, oh no, we just matched it to you when you were a kid, and just ignore the pedophilia type of torture that you hear here. That's not us. We're just matching. Listen to the tone of voice, and it's so sad when you hear them try to use different tonalities. Oh, we match. Oh, you're just embarrassing to yourself. Now, that's why the torture is going to be even worse, because there is no way to walk around here doing what they do and not think that they're doing the peripheral type of torture that almost all target individuals are doing, are experiencing. So they coming and tell me, oh, they watch, they'll match, they do all this. Listen, you are doing the peripheral type of torture. You know that you won't even want to be taken picture of because it'll be, oh, this person, look, this person, and I'm blur them, of course. But if I didn't blur them, this person is saying that this is not happening to me. This is not happening to me, right? They're not taking over my mind and putting thoughts of pedophilia. They're not this pedophilia type of torment is not being applied. It's me. They matched it to me when I was a child. They matched this the way I look at this little girl is matched to me when I was around this age. But they're not doing this. You think they want to be around that? Of course, they couldn't. They couldn't. It'll be embarrassing. That's why they don't like to be seen. They're not scared of me. They have to really dumb themselves down, and I definitely will do it. One day maybe I'll if there's people I don't know, but I'm gonna blur them. But you know, I will continuously film them as I'm. The thing with me right now, and just to wrap up things here is I am disgusted by being around children because of what they do to me. There is the biggest, not even fear, but I'm so disturbed that I don't even want to go anywhere where there's like even the sound of children. I can go in a place where there's people who can be aggressive or whatever, no problem. But because of these things here, which they don't do apparently, right? They don't do the preferred type of torture. It's just a random person saying that they do that. They don't take over the mind and put thoughts of pedophilia. They don't do that. And every other target individuals are forced to view child pornography in their mind, but they don't do that. They're matching. You understand? And then to stop this illogical, like comical, almost rationality that they have. Also, oh, they'll be laughing, or they'll laugh because it's laughable to think in these ways. It's comical to think in this way, and they like try to counter how comical it sounds. That every other target individuals, every almost all target individuals are forced to see child porn. In their mind. You hear these people saying this pedophilia type of thought, like it's just obvious pedophilia here, pedophilia, like they do this nastiness, but they want you, a 30-some-year-old adult, to think that what you're experiencing now is somehow they made you start thinking like the way you were thinking when you were a child, and they are not doing the pedophilia type of torture, which on its own it sounds also illogical. And that's what they compensate with. Oh, you're gonna be raped. It's gonna hurt. Oh, they're gonna burn you. They're gonna castrate you. Like that's what they compensate because they are doing the peripheral type of torture. They are forcing you to experience things in these disgusting ways and want you to accept this. And you have people around everywhere trying to make you subscribe to this, and it's disgusting. In my mind, they're trying to create battles that are just so nonsensicalness. But I'm not gonna make that video yet. I think that's a good video I can make. I want to make a video that kind of explain things. And I'm glad I was recording early on to kind of put things in perspective. And what I find online, I remember searching, and I'll talk about in the next video. I was searching like target visual and mind control target, and some of the methods they do they apply on me right now. It's like so textbook. It's so like systematic. It's crazy. And in my mind, they're trying to battle. It's like, no, but remember when you were a kid. Can you imagine? With all the validation I have, they think I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, you know what? You're making me think like a child, and you're just matching to me when I was a kid. You understand? It's obvious they do the peripheral manipulation. They force you to experience these things, and they want you to subscribe to it. So to all my target individual, they'll tell me how I'm gonna scream, how I'm gonna cry. All of that just to counter the reality that they do these pedophilia things, and they're trying to make it sound like they don't. They force you to experience disgusting experience, pedophilia specific experience when you see children, and they want you to accept this manipulation as if they're not doing anything. Of course they are, and never subscribe to this.